Okay, rulers, settle down. Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to get pre-orders of all the upcoming Force of Will sets, as well as releases of previous sets after they come out. TCGPrime.com, with over 100,000 Force of Will singles, as well as out-of-print boxes from the past, and TCG accessories, as well as FowlLibrary.com, a wonderful resource for deck lists, article discussions, and more. Check them out at FowlLibrary.com, as well as these amazing patrons. Special thanks to guest lecturer member Vite Ramen. Thank you for your support. Class is in session. Hey there, rulers. DMO73 here, bringing you the deck profile for the Grusbalesta Stone Dance list, brought to you by Lars Grams. This was a really fun list. He and I played it on Untap, and after playing it a couple of times against him, I was like, hey, I think this is something people would like to see. It's very different. It really leans heavily into Grusbalesta's package in a very cool way, making use of some of the new cards, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Now, some people have already pointed out why were we playing Almerius versus Feasting for like consistency, since it's a combo deck. The main thing is, when you use this combo on turn one, to like try to get into the most stones as possible, you leave yourself completely tapped out. Like, you have to give your opponent a turn to potentially be able to do something, and he was finding that giving his opponent that opportunity was punishing him versus aggro decks. So Almerius was coming in here to give him a buffer for the life totals, just to be able to survive a little bit more and then be able to push in. So yeah, Grusbalesta is the main linchpin of the deck here. We're using it to get our first stone, so we're always good there. Get one of our single copy stones, and then also the fact of like being able to sacrifice our 6 sage stones to get a bunch of unique stones very quickly. Stone-wise, we're playing 4 Magic Stone of the 6 Sages, and then 2 Magic Stone of Knowledge, and then 1 each of Magic Stone of Atoms, Ragnarok's Fiery Stone, Magic Stone of the Demonic World, and Wind Magic Stone. So stone-base-wise, color-wise doesn't really matter, because Grusbalesta, most of the time, the turn that it comes into play, it's either going to be tapped naturally, or it's going to be able to produce all 5 colors during the turn it comes in. So like you saw me in the feature match, I was grabbing Magic Stone of Atoms first, just to get it out of the way, and to have a guaranteed red source if I didn't have Magic Stone Dance of Chaos in the opening hand. Deck-wise, it's a lot of interesting choices. I mean, not a lot of cards that we're used to, but in varying amounts. So the main combo element here is Magic Stone Dance of Chaos, which gets you those 3 stones into play tapped. And then if any of them are Magic Stone of the 6 Sages, it creates this like chain effect where you can use Grusbalesta to banish one of the temporary stones to get a permanent stone, and then recover Grusbalesta and do it again. So there's a very real chance that Magic Stone Dance of Chaos just permanently ramps you 3 stones, which is huge when you consider the fact that we're playing Ultra Magic Stone Golem and Awakening of Grusbalesta. So these get turned online very, very quickly. So we go into 3 Duet of Darkness, 4 Magic Stone Dance of Chaos, obviously, 4 copies of Cassius, the First Sword. This is another way to help mitigate the fact that we don't have Feasting. Just draw more cards. 4 Awakening of Grusbalesta, 2 Faria, Igniter of Holy Fire, because it gets us those free Excalibur Cassius, which is great. 4 copies of Garion, 4 at Ultra Magic Stone Golem, 4 copies of Perseus Big Show. One thing to note here is that if you cast Perseus Big Show while it's exiled by Cassius, then Perseus Big Show gets to go back to your hands, which is pretty crazy. 2 copies of Welser, 2 Witch with a Pointy Hat, 1 Brad the Masked Mage, 4 copies of Suya, 3 Number 13, and 3 Witch of the Fallen Kingdom. So it's a pretty straightforward list. It's just a lot of good cards, but we're leaning really heavily into these Awakenings and Ultra Magic Stone Golem to kind of find our way to the lethal. You get a lot of utility off of Prisia, obviously, with some flexibility with what we're grabbing, and then the usual kind of Sage control kind of stuff. No real reanimate targets for Almerius outside of Faria, so just keep that in mind. Again, we're primarily using her to get that life total buff. And the tap bump has honestly been surprisingly relevant in the games that I've been playing with it. So that is the deck. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment sections down below. Again, huge thanks to Lars for sharing us with this list and playing it against us, so we got a sense of it and found out this cool interaction. Let me know what you guys think, and until next time, this is DMO73 saying class dismissed.